It's me again. So yeah, on to the next deck. I bought this deck specifically for autumn winter time because it's a darker deck. Did you see that? I kind of went like that rather than like, you know, I suppose it is. The colours are certainly darker and the mood definitely darker, and that's entirely how I intend to use it, and I have been using it. Amazing. It is amazing, and I don't mind telling you this at all, that it's just completely something I'm going off. Oh, how do I do it? Like, oh, but when you read cards, you know, you use your intuition. But I find that harder with some decks. Some decks, I definitely just like, oh yes, this is the archetype. This is the, this means this. But no, this one I'm not doing that. I'm telling myself no. Anyway, hopping to it. It is the Gothic Tarot of Vampires, published by Lo Scarabeo, and the people involved. Riccardo Minietti, and artwork by Emiliano Mamacuri. I butchered both of your names, so I doubt you're watching my video, but I'm sorry. Sensuality and violence alternate between darkness and poetry. So, yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. I do have a vampire deck. You may have seen the video. It is Mr. Robert M. Place's fabulous deck. I love it. But this is different. This is just something different. So it comes with the little white book. Yeah, English, Italiano, Espanol, French, and German. I tried. So the metaphor. In the Vampire Tarot, the metaphor is understood as the symbolic parallel between the vampire and man. And it goes on to say a little bit more, you know, about the vampire. And, you know, how I believe we're a mirror. It's great. So there are two recurring characters in the cards. They're like twins, a man and a woman. They are the vampire, are referred to in the instructions. They are in fact a single person and a single symbol, split into the twofold importance of male and female. The attempt was made to depict him with a handsomeness that is not obvious or stereotypical, but rather that comes from the intensity through which he lives his own life. Yeah, so it goes on to talk about that and the atmosphere and the references. So below are some suggestions for a more in-depth study. So they talk about movies that you might want to watch, literature and music. And then we go into Lo Scarabeo's little meanings. Yeah. And then we have like the two spread at the front. So this little book that comes with it. Shall we? Shall we? I'll show you. No, I really like this deck. I've really taken to it. Some of the images are dark, but it's not, I don't know, I don't find it. Anyway, I'll hop to it. So this is the reverse. I suppose you can see it better if you have a look at it that way, but she is laid like that. Okay, so it's Lo Scarabeo, but you know, the borders are kept to a minimum, which is really good because the artwork is super amazing. Very lifelike, very modern. I'm pretty sure in the book it did say about, you know, having it in a more modern now time rather than some far off land. The images, they just kind of look like a far off land already, I think. Sorry, it's probably not the best holding the images up to the camera. I really wish I had a camera that I could point down. Well, I do actually, but it's my husband's and I don't want to set it up. This is a beautiful card. It's really sad as well, but it is really nice. Yeah, like I said, there's a little bit of information at the beginning of the little white book, and it's really good. And it's kind of helps you look at the darker issues of yourself. So I have scanned over the meanings in the little white book. I'm not, you know, not against it, but I'm trying deliberately not to look at them. I'm just going on pure gut. And I think it really helps because even though you've got the number and the suit up there, because, you know, they're quite small, you know, I'm not even looking at them, I'm not even associating what I know to be the Five of Cups with that card, which I think is always can always be a bit of an issue for me. You know, you lot are probably a bit more up together on how you read, but I've not read in such a long time for anyone. I seem just to read for me these days, so I can do what I like. So the artwork is definitely very graphic novel, perhaps. Sorry, just had a thought then. Yeah, I like that image. It reminds me of Dracula walking down the building. So here you go, you can see it. So, yeah. Ooh. Don't spit in my mouth. Quite a subdued coffin, pulled out of the ground. This one reminds me of the Sookie Stackhouse books when I think they're in Las Vegas and there's a bomb in the casino and Eric flies out of the building with her. Why they couldn't have that in the TV series, I'll never know. See the pain on his face. This one, it took me a minute. I was like, what's going on? But he's facing the sun. It's beautiful. You see what I mean by, if you watch my last video on the Element Tarot, the artworks are completely, they're poles apart, and yet I like them both. I have very eclectic taste, it would be, or no taste, if you ask my brother. This one I love. It's just so simple. The Ace of Cups normally is, but it's fabulous because what you was reading in the book, and I've mentioned this before, when I see the Two of Cups, I always think of it, personally for me, as the male and female of you coming together. And in the book it mentions about these are the same people. That kind of really sticks with what I think anyway. Not always, I do think it does depend on the reading, but for the most part, I had to look that one up. I did, because I was unsure what was going on. I'm not going to tell you what it means. You're going to have to go and buy it. I'm going to make you buy it. I actually bought this used. I did buy a brand new deck the other day, though. I bought this brand new. So I do buy new decks. And it was really cheap. I think the woman was selling it for like $6.99. So I was like, mine. So I have a sexy picture. This one I like. Okay. Just gonna move them out of the way, they're gonna fall. So, yeah, as you know, like I said, it's low Scarabeo, so it's low Scarabeo cardstock. And I was thinking about it whilst I was opening the deck and like proper getting excited. I think I have more low Scarabeo decks than any other deck, like any other publisher. I do think I have more low Scarabeo. I do think that, is it A.G. Muller? She says grappling in, it's not far behind, but I think most of my collection is made up of low Scarabeo, which I'm absolutely fine with. I think they do, I like their work. I like their decks. Not all their decks, but then wouldn't it be a boring world if we all like the same thing? I love that. Can really see the stories unfolding. Nudity, people. So you can really see them. It's fabulous. Very human. These are very human. Like capturing people in a moment. I suppose they all are. They all really are, but I don't know, there's something about this deck. For a moment they're frozen in time and we get to see what they're saying. This one's quite dark, so just be aware. Definitely don't want to show stuff to people and get them upset or anything. That's not my intention, but I like this one. I got this in a reading, actually. That's very cool. That's pretty. That's it. It's cool, cool, and it's tapping on some form of door. I'll tell you that. Try not to say too much. I just want you to take the images in. Really like the clothes as well, because like I said, you know, it's very of the now sort of art. So just seeing a girl wearing a hoodie jumper is just like, that's you. No, don't look at me. Nobody look at me. Ooh, no one's alive. Got that as well in a reading. Actually, these are my cards coming up. Don't think I've shuffled it since. No, I didn't get this card. Doesn't seem to mind. She could be under his spell. Keep jumping. I love this. Look at this. He's not even looking at you, but he's looking at you. Like this one. Sorry, this one I think is stunning. Really portraying sadness there, especially with the veil. It would be a mourning veil. I love this one. How modern. I'm not always after modern, you know, I love older looking art, and you know, I want to get my hands on one of the medieval decks. I can't remember which one it was now. You know, I was like, wait for payday, and payday rolled around and I was like, whoa, I've got a lot coming out this month, so probably not. Although I did back Ian Daniels's Fairy Oracle deck on Kickstarter. So it was my first time backing someone, and I thought, yeah, why not? So I've done that, so hopefully that'll arrive in November. It's funny because sometimes, I love this image by the way, sometimes I feel like my tastes are completely evolving, and then I'll go and buy something like the, you know, Element Tarot, and I'm right back to being, you know, I'm eclectic. I've said that before. I'm waffling. I'm sorry. Just enjoy the images. Like I said, I did do a reading with them, and I totally went on gut. which, you know, I tend to fall one way or the other. Sometimes I'm completely a gut, and sometimes I'm like, no, what does this mean? So, and it was woe stuff, you know. It's like, obviously it's acting as that mirror, things that I already know, but but I don't want to confront it. But this will do it for me. That's good, because then it allows me to put a plan of action in place. And if I can put a plan of action in place with more cards, it's even better. Sorry, we're almost at the end. I really just wanted to show you all the cards as I do. And then last one, this one, boobs. So there you are. So the Gothic Tarot of Vampires. And I love it. I do. I genuinely love it. I'm excited to work with it. I have, like I said, I've already done a reading with it, but I'm hoping into the autumn and winter it'll be, you know, one of my, you know, staple decks. But I'll show you. I got another, I think I filmed a video before these two, about what decks I'll be using for autumn and winter, because I absolutely love watching those videos on YouTube, and I want to do one myself. But I say autumn and winter because I'm so flaky. Why not flaky? I'm so flaky when it comes to decks that one minute I'm like all over one deck and then I'm all over another. Do I have the staying power for one deck, love? Kind of, because, yeah, kind of do, but not as much as some people. Some people are seriously dedicated to one deck, and I want to be you. But unfortunately, I see so many pretties and they all need my love. But yes, that's it from there, and I'm sure I'll be back. Yeah, I have got a few decks that I want to buy, but we'll see. We'll see. It's a long month. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, weekend, week, whatever it is you're doing when you watch the video. Take care.